Hi, I'm Julian Frost, N3JF, your Ham Radio Sensei. Onegaishimasu. 2022 marked the return of the Dayton Hamvention to the Greene County Fair and Expo Center in Xenia, Ohio. This was the 70th anniversary of the Hamvention and was labeled as the Reunion. Ham Radio Outlet was there, of course, and I walked the Hamvention halls to see what was there. In this video, I spoke with Larry Kendall from the ARRL Teachers Institute.
Hi, I'm Larry Kendall, K6NDL from Apple Valley, California. I'm a teacher with the ARRL Teachers Institutes, and we have a demo here that we use to cover the basics of electromagnetism. Basically, we tell teachers that all electricity and electronics is based on two fundamental principles, and this is how we introduce those two fundamental principles. Okay, so I got three tubes here. I usually demonstrate this with kids. But we have a magnet. You can use any kind of magnet, but these neodymium supermagnets work the best. And cylinders, you can do one, you can stack them, you can have smaller ones. The closer they are to the size of the tubes that you're using them with, to the interior diameters, the better. We start, if I had a young person here, I'd say, well, what do magnets do? And I'd get an answer like, oh, they attract or they repel things. Yeah, okay. And so we know that they have this invisible force field. You know, we don't get into Star Wars, but they have this invisible force field around them that causes that attraction and repulsion. And then we ask, well, what do they stick to? What are they attracted to? And you get usually metals. Are they attracted to all metals? Well, I got some different tubes here. You know, first of all, are they attracted to plastic? And you can see it's not attracted to plastic. Is it attracted to this metal? What kind of metal is this? Oh, that's copper. Okay. Are they attracted to copper? No, nothing going on. Are they attracted to aluminum? And if I had brass or bronze or gold or silver, any kind of non-ferrous, non-magnetic tube, it wouldn't, no effect. The next thing I do is have them drop it just from, you know, eye height down to their hand, and talk about why what did it do and why did it do it? Well, it went down because of gravity. Okay. And then I said, well, let's see what effect these non-magnetic tubes have on it. And you won't be able to see the magnet because it's kind of enclosed in my hand, but I can drop it now. And it just falls straight through. And, you know, usually decide that, okay, it's falling at the same speed that it does through plain air. And then we try it on a copper tube. And this is where the discrepant event comes in. Drop it 1, 2, 3. It's falling, it's falling, it's falling, it's falling, it's falling, it's falling, and out. Okay? And then, you know, they might guess that, oh, that's because of something in the tube, something that's interfering, it's rubbing on the sides. But I have them look through the tube so they can see what's through there. I don't know if you can see through that. And, you know, there might be some dust and dirt in there, but it's nothing really that's going to slow it down. And I use a white paper background. I have them drop it through that, and they can see that it's literally floating downward without touching the sides very much. They do the same thing with, whoops, I got an extra magnet attached to me here. Okay, they got the same thing with an aluminum tube, and they drop that down. It's a little faster for a couple of reasons. It's faster, one, because it's aluminum, and two, because the diameter of the tube, the inside diameter, is greater, so the distance between the magnet and the tube is less. And then that kind of leads us into, well, what's making all that happen? Okay, so there's two fundamental ideas, and without naming what scientists came up with these ideas, you've got the idea that as a magnet moves past a conductor, well, I asked, well, what would happen if you stuck this into a light socket? You'd get electrocuted, right? Or if you stuck, and you wouldn't want to do that, if you stuck this aluminum tube in, you'd get electrocuted. But if you stuck this PVC pipe in, you wouldn't get electrocuted, because it's an insulator, and these tubes are conductors. Metals are generally conductors. So as the tube is falling through the conductor, the invisible magnetic field lines around the magnet are crossing over the conductor and causing current to flow, what they call eddy currents, little swirling currents just in the copper itself. You can't feel them. I can't feel any electricity or anything being created there. But here it comes. Okay, whoops. But as it's falling, it's creating these little eddy currents in the copper, the insulator, or excuse me, the conductor, get my term right, and a moving current in a conductor generates its own magnetic field. And
storm approaching that contains small hail and some cloud-to-ground light.
you can edit this part out.
With small hail and cloud-to-ground light that should make the grounds within the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Cool.
Welcome to Dayton.
Yes. Okay, so as the magnet falls through the conductor, it generates these small eddy currents in the copper or in the conductor itself, which generates its own magnetic field in turn. So a moving magnetic field generates an electric field in a conductor, and that that changing electric field creates its own magnetic field, which by necessity is always the opposite polarity of the moving magnet. So if the magnet is falling north end first, the induced field is going to be north end up, so it's going to be repelling constantly. So it's that repulsion versus gravity all the way down. And it generates that just real time as it falls. Even turning the magnet over, if it's south pole first, then it generates a field or a magnetic field that's south pole up, so those south poles repel each other as the magnet falls. And that's the basic two fundamental principles of electromagnetism that makes all of this neat radio and electronic stuff work, is that a moving magnetic field induces an electrical current in a conductor, and a changing electrical current in a conductor induces a magnetic field.